What's good? What's good? I'm not gonna be with you very long. I'll be with you really short. But I wanted to talk about the idolatry in traveling, traveling A's, traveling LPNs, RNs, LVN, whatever you want to call it. There's an idolatry in it that I do recognize and that I do see, and it has to do with money. Now, nothing is wrong with wanting to acquire money, wanting to have money, and I mean, granted, if you're doing it the right way and you're going about it by the right motives and the right routes to get the money, and then whatever you do with it, that's what you do with it. If your heart is in the right place or the right places, then there's nothing to feel guilty about. There's nothing to feel selfish about. But here's what I've recognized in my short time of traveling with this company that I'm with. And I'll just call their name. I'm a traveling CNA with SNAP nurses. Now that's as far as I'm gonna go with that, because they didn't ask me to represent them and put up a video calling out their company name, so I'm not gonna go all in on that. But these are my views, these are my opinions, these are my personal feelings. So I ain't coming at SNAP because I'm still employed with them, and you know what I mean, I ain't trying to mess my bag up. However, there are some discrepancies that I do have with them, but that's just me. That's just me. Maybe somebody else don't have and share the same discrepancies, and that's just you. But anyway, let's get back to what I was talking about. The greed of money, or the idolatry in money, when you're out here traveling all over the place, going to different facilities for X amount of time, for weeks and months at a time. So I've been traveling with them since November of 2020. They sent me to a wonderful facility in Indiana. I had a great time. I had a wonderful time there. I was treated very lovely there. Very lovely. Now, compared to where I am now, here in Long Beach, total opposite of treatment. This facility where I'm at, it's a complete opposite of treatment, workload. Yeah. But anyway, so the money problem, no. Here's what I see. So, they talk a good one. These different agencies, companies, they talk a good one. And they say all the right things and do the right advertisements to get you interested, to want to sign on and join on and take the assignment. And yes, there's money in it. Yes, you can make some really nice money every week. Absolutely. But when I hear others, nurses and LPNs and RNs and CNAs and therapists, That's the respiratory therapies. When I hear the conversations in the atmosphere of, how much you're making, how much is it paying, and well, how much is that one they offering, and how much is that one offering, and then you hear the conversations of, yeah, I'm just making this bag, I'm trying to secure this bag. There's this from I've been doing this. There's this spirit of it's all about the money. Like the songwriter said, it's all about the Benjamins. It really is all about the Benjamins for these folks, and even for the recruiters who recruit us. That's all that matters. That's what's the most important thing is to them. Not so much the patients or the residents. Not so much the assignment that we agreed to do for X amount of weeks. But it's the goal. Again, you have your reasons why you're traveling and you want to do this. You have your reasons. I'm not fighting against that. I ain't talking about that. I'm not casting no stones against that. That's your reasons. That's between you and the good Lord. But it just gets disgusting to keep hearing, like, dang, man, that's all that's on your mind is money. And then, I've had, listen, I've been here, this is my 3rd week, I've had plenty of rough nights. But I ain't walk off the job either. You know what I mean? I never went back down to the administration office and blew up on anybody. I say this to say because these are the things that I've seen, I've heard, I've witnessed it. But of course, these people who are chasing the bag, and I've seen videos from some of you. Again, do you? But you can't, how I see it is, you can't get mad when you show up to work and you get crap pushed to you and you don't like it. You understand? So first of all, when the recruiter was telling you, or when the ad showed you, you could potentially make this much, that's all you cared about. Let me tell you something. So when I had finished working at Indiana, I did 2 months there. I knew about this assignment for Long Beach, for California. Actually, no, the assignment that I knew of was the one for Orange County. And I was not interested. A lot of my fellow peers, they were interested. They wanted to jump on that and run over here and make that bag. Not every money is good money. Not everywhere you go for that money is going to be a good place to get that money. You don't know what you're running into. But I knew that I wasn't interested. My plan was at the time was to stay home for the whole month of January. Just be home for a month, be with my family, get things back in order, tighten things back up at home, make my presence felt and seen in the home again. And just give my wife a break. Definitely. And so that was my goal. That was my plan. So I was home for 11 days in January. I was home for 11 days. And then I got the phone call from a recruiter offering me this assignment, Long Beach. And, I'm not gonna lie, the first 2 things she asked me was, 3 things. Hey, how you doing? Number 1. Number 2, actually 4 things. Hey, how you doing? Are you doing anything? Do you want to go to Cali? The assignment pays X amount. And so then I was I was intrigued. I thought about it. And then I went ahead and I was like, let me talk to my wife about it. Sounds pretty cool. Although I really wasn't interested to go all the way out there. You know, I would have probably accepted a different assignment that would have been closer to home. But my main purpose of didn't want to come out here was because this is far away from Philly. And I just didn't want to be this far away from home. Not this far. But when she mentioned how much it potentially pays, I was like, well, all right, I guess that'll make up for the distance. All right. Now, say all that to say this. I never jumped into this solely for the purpose of making that bag. Because my mindset has always been money out here like dirt. Money enough out here. So you can't make money anywhere. But on everywhere you forget the money. You see me? You have to pray and ask God, say, well, is this the right place? Is that the right place? Should I go over there? Should I go over there? Or should I just chill and relax and wait? And friends, all I'm hearing all the time, I go to work. How much you making? How much they paying you? How much you getting a week? Yeah, well, I'm gonna, after this, I'm gonna take another assignment. Da 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 da. And I'm like, wow. So this is all this. So my recruiter, who recruited me, I know her very well. I'm very familiar with her. And for years, she's been doing this as a traveling aide. And for years, she's been encouraging me to jump on board. And I just wasn't interested to jump on board at the time. It was intriguing. I'm like, one day. But I was in no rush, in no hurry to jump on and do it. But never did want really. But just never really did want to do it. You understand? Just like, I'm sure you're making money. And she was telling me, and I could see it. I could see it in her life changes. So money did a roll, money did a flow, and she was able to afford more things and, take care of her financial responsibility. So I seen it, but that wasn't the hook and bait for me. Like, I don't have a love for money. I guess that's really what this video is all about. I don't have a love for money, and I'm trying to encourage you guys the same. When you start to develop a love for money, you're not gonna like your job. To the point where when you go to work and you just have a rough night, you'll be one of those, I'm walking off. I'm walking out. And you'll abandon your assignment. You'll abandon that shift, and you'll leave those fellow coworkers, even if you don't like them, or even if you don't know them, or even if it was just you was only there for 1 or 2 hours. At the end of the day, you had committed to do something, and you left. I'm not saying you shouldn't leave, but at least just finish the shift, man. Because really and truly, I hear it all the time. Oh, I'm not gonna risk my license, and I ain't gonna, let them put me in danger. Ain't nobody putting you in danger, and your license is not being in jeopardy. I'm telling you what I've seen. Now, there might be 1 or 3 of you that might say, well, you don't know that. This is what I went through. This is what I have experienced, and my license was at jeopardy. I'll give you that. But for the majority of you, you're just saying that. You're just making stuff up. You got to the unit. It was looking crazy. Things was being done crazy. It was overwhelming, and you was like, I'm out. I could have done that so many times since I've been here. I have wanted to do that so many times since I've been here. But I have not. I'm going to finish out my 4 weeks, and I'm going to take my black skin home. It is what it is at this point. Okay? I'm making my money, and I'm able to take care of my family. I'm able to help people in my family, outside of my family. I'm able to be a blessing. I'm able to do more financially, and I'm okay. I'm okay. But man, you guys are just something else, man. Like, money, you guys are really driven. Many of you, not all of you, but many of you CNAs, LPNs, LVNs, RN, and the rest of owner, when owner upon these type of traveling assignments, I mean, y'all should really just sit back and listen to yourself. Do you got goals and responsibilities at home? Yeah, you do. I do too. But for the most part, nah, let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Money is your sole motivation. I got something for you. Got something for you. Bear with me. Let me read something to you. So I'm not just picking on you. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to show you something. All right. Let's go to James, the book of James, chapter 4. I'm going to start at verse 1. I'm going to read a couple verses. I'm going to read up to read up to 8. All right? And then I'm just going to wrap it up from there and we're done. James chapter 4, verse 1. Where do wars and fights come from among you? Do they not come from your desires for pleasures? Let me say that again. Where do wars and fights come from among you? Do they not come from your desires for pleasure that war in your members? You lust and do not have. You murder and covet and cannot obtain. You fight and war. Yet you do not have because you do not ask. You ask and do not receive because you ask amiss, that you may spend it on your pleasures. Adulterers and adulteresses, do you not know that friendship with the world is enmity with God? Whoever therefore wants to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of God. Verse 5. Or do you think that the scripture says in vain, the Spirit, that's the Holy Spirit, who dwells in us, yearns jealously? But he gives more grace. Therefore, he says, God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. And that's another thing that I see out here a lot, is this proud spirit. You know, y'all big time nurse, y'all make your bag of money, and you just a show off. We are show off pan. We are show off fa. And yet still you're not happy. And then you come to work and you go to work with that same miserable spirit. Why? Because your heart ain't right. I watched the video and I like this shorty. I like this nurse. But I watched a video of her where she clearly was like, she was all about the money. Period. Spelled it out for you, showed it to you, counted it for you, showed you the checks. Showed you that, yeah, look at my clothes, look at my purse, look at my crib. She clearly said it. That's all she cares about. That's not the kind of nurse you want taking care of your loved ones, do you? Because when push comes to shove, when they're having a rough night, they're going to be like, man, please, I don't need this. I'm going to go to a different place and make equivalent or more. But your heart ain't right. So God resists the proud but gives grace to the humble. Verse 7, therefore submit to God, resist the devil and he will flee from you. 8, draw near to God and he will draw near to you. Cleanse your hands, you sinners, and purify your hearts, you double-minded. I love what I do as a CNA. And though a lot of you LPNs and RNs, y'all look down upon us CNAs, you know, treat us condescending ways and like we're not important to the team, to the allied healthcare team. We are very important. CNAs are very important. Young, elderly, male, female. We're important. We need each other. But because uno feel like say uno make more money than we CNAs, uno can't just box we up any way you feel like. I had a rough last week, man. And I've seen some characters and some attitudes and some behavior. It pushed me to the point where I felt I understood what a lot of you brand new nurses would say and have said, like, you know, wow, when I left work after my shift, I just went in my car and cried. You know, before I went to work, I was sitting in my car and crying, or before I left my home, I was crying, or I got home and I just locked myself in the room and I cried. What I experienced last week, I was like, now I understand. Because that's what I went through. I didn't cry. I didn't get in my vehicle and cry. But I was almost there. What else have I experienced? Because when you go to these places, they know that we're outside vendors and we make more than the regular staff. Then just give you all kind of dog poop. They give you all kind of dog poop. Yeah. No help. The disrespect. I mean, just ghost you. Just ghost you the entire shift. You're looking for help and you barely. And if you get, it's one of those I'll be back kind of help. By the time them, you know what I'm saying? Like if you stay there and wait for them to come back, you done wasted so much time. So you might as well just do it by yourself. Oh, I got stories. But I don't feel like going there. I don't feel like talking about those. I'm just trying to put the best foot forward and continue to move forward. And remind myself that I'm only here for a short time. And just keep it pushing. Alright. I'm out of here, man. I'm going to continue to live on purpose. And I pray that you continue to do the same. And you continue to live on purpose. Godly purpose. Kaboom!